should probably first start off with, I'm sorry for not making it to the last live stream. So, yeah, kind of unfortunately my sleep schedule is completely hectic, so I kind of passed out, and by the time I got here, of course, I got hit up with a bunch of laptop updates, so wasn't able to make it that day, but we're here today, so what we're going to be talking about is Godzilla X Kong, I do say, whilst working on Shimo as well. That project's obviously continuing. I was hoping to have it done before the movie release, but that hasn't happened yet. So, excuse me. Should also, before I get too far into the stream, mention the fact that, well, the music in the background is all royalty free, and you'll find the post description below for all the artists. Hello, Holly Girl. You gonna come join and say hello to everybody? Yeah, of course, we got a smiley Holly Girl. Yes, we do. Yeah, as soon as the camera comes on, she's always there. Hey, Keeper Games. Thanks for waiting last time. I'm really sorry I wasn't able to go live Thursday, unfortunately, but we're here today, so thank you for tuning in, guys, and Holly's really happy about it, apparently, so we get a lot of smiles from her. So, anyway, hope you're all doing well. Thanks for tuning in. So, yeah. Hopefully, my sleep schedule gets a little better. I admit, yeah, it's been kind of terrible, but we're here to talk about the new movie, Godzilla X Kong, today, I do say. So, yeah. It was definitely interesting. I quite enjoyed it, but I'm kind of curious as to what you guys thought, or make sure you have seen it yet, because obviously there's going to be probably some spoilers in here. So, yeah. Spoiler alert, I suppose, is in order for this stream before I get too far into the topic, because yeah, I imagine it's a pretty new film and there's a lot of people that haven't seen it yet. Hello, Godzilla 950. Thanks for waiting. I know I'm a little late to the party, but unfortunately, of course, I had a bunch of updates yesterday on my laptop, and of course, my internet browser got hit with it all too, so it's like, ah, crap, next. So, happy I'm here though. I feel a lot better today. I'm not tired as, yeah, beyond belief. Unfortunately, my iPhone is now over there. So, bear with me, guys. Just gotta scooch away for 1 second, I say. But we'll be talking about Godzilla X Kong today. Now, what is my laptop doing? No, don't shut down. Uh-oh. Okay, well. Now.
Bluetooth device 1 disconnected.
Yeah, okay. Technical issues. Camera's stream still working here, but obviously my laptop is not happy with me for some reason. Just kind of shut down on me. So I can't see what you guys are doing. I'll be right with you. So, yeah. Technical issues.
Bluetooth device 1 connected.
Should probably turn off Bluetooth on this thing. I was watching a bunch of Godzilla films recently, so I had it hooked up to the speaker, obviously. Because I wanted to watch Godzilla vs. King Kong before I watched Godzilla X Kong. And yeah, that movie, great, I love it. It's really enjoyable, especially when Mechagodzilla shows up on the scene. So I imagine a lot of you have probably already seen that movie. So I imagine I'm not spoiling too much when it comes to talking about this one. But I definitely enjoyed that one a lot. Oh, okay, no, chat's gone again. I'll be right there, guys. Just unfortunately, we are experiencing some technical problems. Are you gonna hit me with a bunch of updates again, too? Okay, no, not this time. Anyway, yeah. Mechagodzilla shows up, and it gets really suspenseful in that one. So I really enjoyed that film, I must admit. Keeps popping on and off. Alright, back into my studio here, guys, so I'll be able to see what you guys have to say here right away. But yeah, definitely enjoyed that film. I'm sure it's a pretty popular one amongst a lot of the community here. And of course, I'm talking about the 2021 release, not the 60s version, although that one's entertaining in its own right, to be quite honest. I'm not sure Kong's look is very popular. I definitely wouldn't mind making one of those at some point. I'll put it that way. He looks so goofy, I could have a lot of fun with it. So, and I'm back in the stream here, so... Fan, thank you for joining in. Sorry for giving you a late kind of shout out. Unfortunately, having some technical issues here, but at least we're alive today, I do say. Yeah, GXK, second favorite film yet. Okay, cool. So some of you have seen the film. You've watched the movie. Yes, I have seen the movie. The 2014 is... oh, it's on Netflix. Okay, cool. I didn't know the old one was on there. I definitely enjoyed that one, too, because that's where the kiss of death comes from. Comms are so long in the old movie. Yeah, the 1960 one. His look was not very popular, I must admit. He was strange. Actually, there was a lot of... from what I can tell, kind of... obviously, I don't have a script entirely here, but a lot of that movie was kind of really rushed, and they had a bunch of different plans. Apparently, it was going to be Godzilla versus... whatchamacallit, Frankenstein at one point, which is why Kong in that movie has, like, some weird... yeah, like, why electricity makes him stronger. That part of the script apparently made it through for whatever reason. It's very confusing. I personally don't quite understand what that happened or why, but I'm gonna just slide the curtains here so I can make things just a little bit more soundproof, because I usually kind of have a bunch of blankets and things kind of surrounding basically this studio, so it makes it a little better because this mic is super sensitive, so that's why I sound different. I'm using an actual microphone, and I should try and get things slightly better, but I was behind schedule, so there, we can see at least Shimo and me, kind of. Unfortunately, my light setup is not perfect here. We got a different setup as always, so I was hoping to go horizontal today because that would have been a lot easier, but we are here, so vertical works. A lot of you seem to be watching on a cell phone, so it's a lot more preferred from what I can tell. So, yeah. If you enjoyed the content, we're probably going to get into the movie thing here, so be sure to hit that like button if you do enjoy the topic, and, well, obviously, monsters and various other things. So, yep, comment below what you think of the project, share with friends, all that the promotion stuff. So, what do you guys got? Because we're going to be talking about the new movie, I think, primarily during this stream. So, yes, spoiler alert all the way. A giant evolved Godzilla toy. Oh, that's cool. I'm jealous. I was hoping to have time to pick one up today, but unfortunately I had a ton of running around to do. I had to pick up some work clothes, and I'm a welder fabricator by trade, and my overalls have been taped together, for lack of a better term, for quite some time, so I don't want to be referred to as patches anymore, so I gotta fix that. Got some new clothes and a bunch of other things, and I wanted to beat the carbon tax, because unfortunately I'm Canadian, and we're gonna be hit with that on April 1st, so kind of did a bunch of stocking up today, so a little tired, but at least I don't have giant bags under my eyes, but we'll keep the glasses on just to kind of hide things a little bit. Not to mention it's better for my eyes. But yeah, I'm hoping I can get one of those ones very soon. The one that has the little water driplets, the remote control Godzilla. I have a couple from like the 98 movie that I've been meaning to dig up at some point. So speaking of which, I actually do have a little bit of show and tell for today's live stream as well, because my parents recently went on a trip to Peru, and there's a lot of sculptors up there. So I have something pretty interesting that I'll show you guys later on. So ranting on quite a bit here, and we haven't even gotten to the whole movie, but I just kind of want to make sure that everyone here has seen it before I start doing spoilers. 2019. Yes, I've seen yeah, that's Godzilla King of the Monsters, I'm sure you're referring to. I'm talking about Godzilla X Kong today, so hopefully you've seen, that's the brand new movie. I don't want to spoil things too much, because it is pretty enjoyable, to be honest. It's, yeah. Very entertaining. I'm glad I saw it today. Yeah, I did get to see it today. So, okay, I have to... 2019's your favorite? Yeah, that's the one with King Ghidorah. So, I'm actually re-watching that one again because, yeah, I got access to basically every single Godzilla film recently. So, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna binge this all weekend. So, Godzilla Marathon. Yeah, I've been brushing up on my movies lately, so yeah, mainly for this stream. I was hoping to do it yesterday, but at least it gave me a couple, extra movies to shove under my belt. I haven't quite gotten through the King of the Monsters completely yet, but I've already seen it before. I just want to see it again because it's fun. It's got probably amongst my favorite cast of monsters in it, King Ghidorah and Godzilla, and I admit Shimo was definitely really cool. However, I am a little disappointed that there really wasn't much of her. So that's kind of the very first spoiler. I think there could have been more of her and I would have been more satisfied. Because that was the main reason I was personally going to this movie. Was because, well, this thing. Because I've been focusing on this creature for quite the last little bit here for a lot of content. So I was hoping to learn a lot more. But it was very, very... yeah, hit and miss. It was kind of like very expected in some areas, so won't go too much further. We'll see if you guys have seen it yet. Oh, you haven't seen it yet, 950. Oh, shoot. Okay, I will not... try not to... okay, I have to... Beggin. Not sure who that is. I have to do a quick search on that one. I know there's a lot of Titanus Doug here fans, so... or Titanus Doug fans, so you'll be happy to see that there's at least more than 4 seconds. But yeah, spoiler alert for everybody. Okay. You don't mind spoilers? Cool. Keeper Games. Yeah, I imagine a lot of people are probably out there seeing that today. What about you, fan? FAN fan 12? I'm guessing you've seen it, considering you're talking about monsters here, so... but... honestly, I don't know if you'd be too disappointed at 950. Obviously... we're probably going to hype things up to the point you're probably going to just want to see it that much more, because it's a lot of fun. Suko is probably one of my favorite characters from this one. Oh no, you haven't seen it either. Oh geez. Okay. I'm early on the party on this one. I kind of figured I was. I noticed there hasn't been a whole lot of YouTube releases on it, so... yeah, okay. Some of you don't mind, hopefully you don't mind spoilers. Maybe I won't say too much at this stream at this point, because I imagine a lot of you are probably in the theaters today, so... it literally just came out. But yeah, I think it's worth seeing. However, if I were to just do one critique, -1 is a lot better. That's a hard comparison, though. They did a great job. So, yeah. Only critique, -1 was definitely the superior film in my humble and honest opinion. But still definitely worth seeing. However, if you haven't seen Godzilla -1, I highly recommend that film, because I kind of hate to say it. I don't know if this is going to be a very popular opinion, but it's basically one of the only films, or Godzilla films, that the characters, like the human cast and storyline, isn't really kind of just a side piece. It's actually really good. If anything, the main title at that point. So 2 thumbs up from me. I love -1. It was great. Definitely a good homage to the original Gojira from 1954. So... I'm going to look up this quick monster here so I can tell what you're referring to, Mr. Fan 12. Okay, you want to go in spoiler free. I don't think we'll talk about it then, to be honest. So, what I'll do is I have a little bit of show and tell if you want to stick around. I have some cool things from Peru. Some sculptures, actually. However, I am going to have to remove my laptop a little bit for this because it does involve water, but it's actually pretty cool. So... monster GBAG. Now I do apologize if I have any awkward moments of misreading something or mispronouncing or having to look something up. Unfortunately, I'm slightly dyslexic, so Monsterverse. Oh, okay. Kind of looks like a destroyer almost. I'm actually very unfamiliar with this monster. This is new news to me. Or, it kind of looks like an evolved Ion Dragon almost to a certain extent too. A mixture of them. Either that or this is from an old film. So I will try to quickly see if I can find a Images not likely to be copyrighted, but just so you guys kind of know what's going on, and that's what we're looking at least as far as I can tell. Yes, Sweet Pea, I know you're there. Oh, darn. Okay, well, see you next time, 950. I'll probably be live tomorrow again. A little earlier, not so late. I was hoping to come on earlier, but yeah, life's been busy, unfortunately. So, anyway, thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Is Kong drunk in this movie? No, he's not. I'll admit, there's some pretty good funny scenes. Again, I'm not going to get too heavy into spoilers, because it seems like a lot of you haven't seen it, but yeah, it's, I definitely dig the beard. It's very, very, very cool, and Suko, I want to call him Diddy Kong because I've had a coworker kind of, yeah, that's what we've been calling him lately, because he does look a lot like that, obviously, so, I mean, I think that's kind of a popular nickname that he could easily go with. Either way, there's definitely some really good moments with him. I was not really expecting like that character nearly as much as I did, so Suko was definitely the comic relief in this one, so I think you'll get a kick out of him. However, no Drunk Kong this time, unfortunately. Now, what I think I'll do, considering most of you have unfortunately not seen the movie yet, and I did title this movie review, so I might have to retitle that later on once it's all done and posted. I might be able to do that here, but I won't let you guys watch me type things anymore than you already have, so we'll get into show and tell. Now, my parents went to Peru recently, and they do a lot of sculptures. Most popular there, I think, is obviously the, whatchamacallit, whistling pot whistles? I can't remember. Probably should have done a little bit more research before this. But they make these really cool whistle pots, essentially, where you pour in water and they have different chambers, and if you tilt them around, they make varying different animal noises, and it's actually very, very interesting. So, but yeah, I will set the laptop aside here and grab that thing, because it's really, really cool. Essentially, it's not one of those whistling things. It is, however, storing water, and it does it in a very, very unique fashion, which kind of caught me off guard. It's fairly simple engineering, obviously, but it's still really cool. Now, unfortunately, things are kind of wrapped up because it's kind of delicate. And I have a little bit of water here to demonstrate what this thing does. So, I really admire what they do down there. It's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind taking a trip down there at some point just so I can spend time with the sculptors. Probably bring a lot of my tools and be like, hey, here, check this out. Seen that rubber silicone tool before? These are really fun. But yeah, it's this cool little pot. It's got some llamas on it. It's got a cool moon. And it's basically a little water container. And it's got a couple, what I believe to be like pumas on there. And this one, obviously, that's where the water comes out, and this is just your little handle. There were some other sculptures that they were looking at too, but apparently they were rather phallic, so obviously not able to show that on YouTube, but this one I can happily show, so hopefully you guys think it's pretty cool. Now, the strange part is, this is where the water goes. So when you're adding water into this container, you actually have to have it upside down, believe it or not. Kind of see what you guys. Hello, Roglin. Just joining in. Kind of doing a little bit of show and tell. We got some sculptures from Peru, I believe, or Machu Picchu. It was Machu Picchu, I think they went to. Either way, I think it's really cool. So it's a little water container, and we got kind of a little fancy trick because obviously things pour out through this little puma's mouth, as I just stated. But the odd part is, most water containers, you pour things from the top, right? Now, this doesn't technically have a removable lid. It just has a weird little handle at the top. So you pour it actually in the bottom, and it doesn't come out. So now I do have to play safe, because Shimo, yeah, we'll be working on her probably a little bit. I was planning on doing a movie review, but apparently a lot of people haven't seen the brand new X-Kong thing. it was basically big on my to-do list to go see it right away as a content creator. But I don't want to spoil it. I definitely do recommend the movie. It is a lot of fun. You will definitely enjoy it if you're a big Godzilla fan. So, I will get into my little Haru, or Shimo. Hopefully I did say that correctly. I know some people judge me on that, but I speak too many languages where I get things confused. So, we're going to play around with show and tell here as soon as I stop breaking everything. Okay, so, I have a little bit of water in my coffee thermos here. Now, the cool part is, when you add this water into the container, you have to hold it upside down. Now, obviously, it's probably got, like, essentially a little funnel, so nothing actually pours out through the top. Oh, no! Okay, I've overdone it. It's the first time playing with this. Now it looks like I peed myself. So it's not going according to plan. I don't know what I'm doing. My mom pulled this off a lot better than I did. She's like, hey, check this out. And I was like, oh, wow, that's cool. And there's me pouring it all over myself. Okay. Now I'm going to try and turn it upside down. Hopefully this doesn't become a big accident. Okay, cool. Yeah, it works. Yay! Only slightly wet myself. Set the camera up slightly. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Now we'll actually pour it out this way. Very interesting. Now our Puma has a little bit of... It looks like it's cold. Yeah, I like that. That's really interesting. Definitely a cool little instrument that I'm going to be proud to have on display in my little studio. So yeah. Hopefully you guys find that kind of interesting. Oh cool, I didn't notice this before. The cat's actually got a little striped tail at the back. But yeah. I think most of you are here for my creations, but I just figured that would be kind of a cool little lesson. Kind of wearing a shirt from there too. I really love South American animals. Big capybara fan. So, I mean, capybara fans, I know those guys are particularly popular on the internet, so. Shimo in the trailer. Yeah, she was in the trailer quite a bit. I wish she was more in the film. There was one scene, like, I know this is gonna sound really strange, but here's a testimony to us animator nerds. We're usually impressed by very, very little things. For example, like, if there's a subtle stick moving in the water with an animated character and they orchestrate the ripples really well in that scene, that's what we're finding fascinating. We don't care about the giant object or monster moving. It was like, oh, did you see the stick? Just an example. So, personally, one of my favorite scenes with Shimo, spoilers alert, but we won't go too far, it's literally just like 4 seconds of footage basically with Scar King and her. I won't say anything past that, but basically as she's walking, you can almost tell she looks really cold. She just kind of has that weird, like, almost shivering kind of aspect to her movements, and I was like, oh wow, that was really cool. I like, if I had the option, I would have been like rewind, play back that probably 5 times. I'll have to see if I can find it available on a streaming service at some point so I can, yeah, enjoy things from an animation nerd aspect and just kind of really study her movements for future projects. Yes, I know you're there, sweetie. I may or may not have to let my poopy out. My dog. I call them poopies, even though she's not really a poopy anymore. But, yeah. Can't say, oh, outside here. So, forbidden word, and WALK is another forbidden one. Hey, sweetie. So, Puma. Is that a bear head or it's a puma? Puma, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a puma, judging the fact that it has a long tail. Most bears are pretty short from what I can tell. And I don't think they have bears there. I know there's bears where I'm from, but I don't think there's bears up in Machu Picchu or South America very much. I think there's oh no, there's that one that has really big lips. Damn it. It's the one that's based off Baloo from the From the Jungle Book. Having a brain fart. More up to terminology with my Latin and dinosaur names, unfortunately, so hopefully you guys know what I'm referring to. Did you see GXK? Yes, I did. Wowzilla 2000. Thanks for tuning in. So, I think you're one of the few people in the chat that has seen it so far, so try not to spoil things too much. I was hoping to kind of go over a movie review today, but I think most people are in the theaters probably watching the movie, so we're gonna kind of keep things on the down low for the most part, maybe discussing a few things here and there, but trying to keep the spoilers down to a minimal. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about it on my stream tomorrow. I should be able to go live a lot earlier. It's a statutory holiday, so yeah. I do apologize for everyone that did get stuck waiting on Thursday for me, but yeah, it just was a bad day. Needed to recover. Feeling a lot better, so hello. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. So yeah, great movie. I definitely enjoyed it, so yeah. And we got Doug comments, of course, yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay, cool. I feel like they should...
The buildup of trapped bacteria, which can cause cavities. Unlike other toothpaste, Crestro helps antibacterial fluoride fight bacteria.
Well, I mean, no, but I didn't time it exactly, but I would assume he was on screen for roughly 12 seconds, and considering he was only on there for 4 seconds in the previous movie, it's dramatically increased. They got you that, but yeah, I was a little disappointed that there wasn't more exploration of the Hollow Earth, because I definitely enjoyed that part of the film. There was some, so for those of you who haven't seen it, there's definitely a lot of cool new creatures that you can explore, but I wish there was more. So yeah. Puma. Holly. What are you doing? You're not eating a spoon, are you? That's whose food? Hey! What are you doing? You think you're stealthy? Yeah, don't give me that grin like you're trying to get away with it. Don't eat the spoon. You don't eat soft food. No! You're not an old lady. See what I have to deal with here, guys. Try to give my dog trouble and she just smiles at me the entire time. Yeah, go sit down. Dink. Yeah, I know. Okay, you're getting snot all over my keyboard. Go away. Great. No, go lay down. I'm not gonna be nice anymore. Being nice gets you too excited. No, go away. No more snot rockets. Yeah, keep them to yourself. I don't need them all over my electronics. I thought Soku was going. Honestly, yeah, I've already talked about Soku quite a bit. Soku was one of my favorite characters in that movie. He was a lot of fun. Like, I didn't really have high expectations for him going into the film. I didn't expect much, but yeah, he was great. He was a lot of fun, especially when he first meets Kong. I mean, obviously it's a slightly rough transaction at the beginning, but it was an entertaining one to say the very least. I don't know. So I know some of the people commenting in the short that I posted today, that was one of their favorite parts about it. Alright, thanks for tuning in, Keeper Games, or Keeper Gaming. I just really said weird. Sorry for mispronouncing your name, but thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great day, and be sure to check out GXK, so that way you don't have to worry about spoilers for the next stream, hopefully. It was mispronounced, but I had to make it rhyme for some reason in my head. But yeah, cool. So we got at least one person who has seen the film, but seems like I'm pretty early to the party on this movie rating. But definitely worth seeing. So what we'll do is work on Shimo, I believe. Now I do have to mix up a bit more clay because I did run out today. This monster has taken up a lot more than expected. Her body is bulked up, but surprisingly, obviously this is something you guys can't really see, but I can definitely feel. She's surprisingly not that heavy in comparison to some of my other Godzillas. She's probably almost lighter. So, I did a good job on the skeleton with this, which is really good news, so I'll probably be able to actually get her to stand fully upright. I'll probably do a little bit more development on those back legs, maybe making them a little chunkier than what they would have been normally, but I think it'd be okay. It's for the purpose of stop motion, so usually some inaccuracies are going to be made in order to just make things a little bit more practical for myself, essentially, because yeah, it happens. Yeah, definitely one of the highlights of the film. He's just screaming the whole time, not having a great time, like, whatsoever. So yeah, I won't talk about it too much in the on stream here, just in case there's other people who haven't quite seen it yet. But yeah, you will definitely enjoy their first interaction. I think there was quite a people that were getting quite a good laugh out of that. So surprised they were good friends after that, because personally, I don't know how I would feel if I was Zuko, that someone used me in that sense. If I would be be all buddy-buddy with that person after. I'd feel like, I don't know, man, like, last time we met, it wasn't so fun. But I digress. Continue with my background music, so if you guys are curious, links are in the post description for all that jazz. Now I kind of want to grab my drink over there because my throat's starting to get a little dry from all the talking that I've been doing. But yeah, so I'm probably going to mix up a bit of clay. It's kind of one of those awkward situations where I have gone with a custom color for Shimo. I'll get a closer look for you guys on the project. So this is custom, the white. It's fairly close to the factory colors. I definitely don't recommend doing custom. I was just hoping that I'd done things well enough that I wasn't going to actually need the entire amount of clay, but I want to make her a lot beefier than this. So I'm basically going to do my best to try and redo it. Chances are I'm going to mix up just a little bit more and basically do thin layers of clay just over top, although given the fact that most animals are never fully the exact same color, it might not be such a bad thing to kind of have multiple colors of white kind of just blended in with the creature, at least my honest opinion. So we'll basically bring out the heat gun like we did last time and mix up probably at least a couple more pounds of clay. So in total, I think this monster will be probably 5 to 6 pounds. And she's a lot bigger than most of my Godzilla, so the ratio for weight-wise there is actually pretty good. So, yeah, I'll admit. That's something I would oh no, Sue's got some problems, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But yeah, definitely something I'd recommend for a lot of other, maybe less experienced stop-motion animators out there, particularly with claymation stuff. Don't make massive giant characters. Balance becomes a major issue because unfortunately my legendary Godzilla there is going to need some back surgery before we get into a major movie monster fight, which I'm hoping to basically produce very soon once I'm done this character. So I actually quite enjoyed that, to be honest. He was a good bad guy. I really enjoy good bad guys, so Scar King was well done. I wish there was more of him too. Like, he's just, yeah, very, very, very interesting character. I kind of enjoyed the fact that he's just kind of a little snarky, so to speak, or he's just like, ha ha ha, I can just toy with you all day and there's nothing you can do about it, man. So, yeah. As weird as it sounds, I'm a huge big bad guy fan. I think usually villains in movies are very underrated a lot of the time. And they do some pretty cool things, but yeah, it might not necessarily be the most popular opinion, but I enjoy a good villain. They generally make or break the film, right? At least in, I don't know, my opinion. So everyone out there has different opinions, but I definitely think Scar King was a very suitable villain. I definitely was hoping for more of Shimo. Just gotta put the laptop down here. Grab my beverage and we'll continue in the chat. But yeah, I think personally my favorite thing about the entire film, more or less, was probably the beginning where we were exploring the Hollow Earth, where we got to see a little bit of Titanus Doug and some other creatures, but definitely was hoping for more of that. I think if the Monsterverse did an entire film of just, like, No human cast. Get rid of them. We don't need it. Everyone's there for the monsters anyway. And just did a exploration of the Hollow Earth. I think that would probably be a very cool film and probably would do fairly well because I imagine that's what a lot of people kind of want to see is more of this, right? So, I don't know if that's what you think, but I definitely would like to see that. However, I am in the shoes of being an animator myself, so maybe if they're not going to give me what I want, I'll just make it myself. Although making a Hollow Earth set would be very complicated, but I have a few tricks up my sleeve where I could probably actually pull that off, where I already have like a half a set kind of set up that's made for anti-gravity animations, so I could probably pull something off like that. I feel like Shimo... Yeah. That's one thing I'll admit. It was... I don't want to ruin it for anybody in particular, but it was a little anticlimactic, for lack of a better term. It just kind of seemed like, yeah, Godzilla shows up, one punches everyone, and that was done. So... if you compare it to, say, Godzilla X Kong 2 versus Godzilla versus King Kong, that film was a lot better. So, Kingzilla, thanks for tuning in. Oh, you just got back from the movie. Cool. Okay, cool. So we got some people that have seen it. I know some people here haven't. Some of them don't seem to mind too many spoilers. So we're trying to keep that semi on the down low. So if I'm a little bit vague in my descriptions, that's kind of why. But yeah, glad you saw the movie. I definitely enjoyed it, but we're kind of talking about the ending right now, where it was like, probably could have been a little bit more suspenseful, I think is the best way to put it. It seemed like it was pretty easy. So, however, very entertaining film. I definitely think -1 was probably a slightly better story, though. But let me know what you think. Did you enjoy it? Was it a lot of fun? What was your favorite part of the movie? I think mine was probably the beginning with the exploration of the Hollow Earth, more than anything. It's definitely more of a Kong movie than a Godzilla movie. I think is a good way to put it, actually. Because, yeah, Godzilla wasn't really in it that much. He was, but yeah. He was here and there, but I think the epic center was definitely King Kong, which I definitely didn't mind.
When I found out the regulations would change, I was thrilled. Finally, I can follow my...
However, his death was pretty epic. I won't say how the Scar King was completely destroyed, but there was a lot in the trailer that was kind of like, oh, okay, that made sense now. Brutal. But I definitely think Skull Island was probably still more brutal in that sense. That's a pretty hard film to compete with as well, I must admit. When Kong rips out the innards of apparently I'm having some difficulties here, guys. I don't have any fingernails ever, but hard comparison, especially when the skull crawler gets his innards ripped out by Kong. That was epic. Although Mechagodzilla in Godzilla Godzilla versus Kong, when he splits that skull crawler straight down the middle, that was pretty cool too. Bro got a cold. He had to contact his council of monkeys and be like, "Hey guys, look, I'm not feeling too well today. I went up to the surface area and had this thing called COVID going around, and it totally screwed me up." That actually would have been a funny plot twist. Scar King gets COVID and just ends up regretting his decision. Well, I don't know if I can, yeah, read that one, but I catch a drift. He wasn't, yeah. Like, honestly, one thing, too, that I found really interesting was, this state that, when Kong finally did find his relatives, the state that they were in was... They did a good job on that. I was like, oh, man, you could tell things were not going well for them. It was, yeah, a bit of a shocker in that sense, seeing these malnourished, mangy apes, for lack of a better term. It was like, oh, wow, okay, there's something going on here that's not good, so... That was really cool and interesting. I think they could have expanded more on that, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, that would have been a brutal way to go. That was a, yeah, ooh, just a savage death. Can't help but think of Spartan when that happened. It was Sparta. Oh, geez. Dismiss. No, bad. Yeah. Hey, just in case I pass out alarms, they didn't help me last time I was trying to go live. So yeah, apologize for that, guys. Happy to be here, feeling a lot better today. So I will probably be live tomorrow again, talking about this movie a little bit more in depth. It's definitely worth seeing, but I don't want to spoil it for too many people. But here and there, we'll be definitely chatting about it with Mr. Wowzilla 2000. So yeah, I'm glad you saw the film. Cool. Obviously you enjoyed it, but what would you rate it out of 10 out of curiosity? Cheetah Island! Thanks for tuning in. Happy to be here. Sorry for making you wait last time. I think you were one of the people I saw in the chat. My scar came because he... Yeah, I think that was... We mentioned how much he was laughing and stuff like that, and I think that was a good job. They definitely did a good job on portraying this is not a nice character. He is pretty maniacal. Scar King was definitely a good highlight to the show, in my opinion, so... Up to a 9. Wow, okay. That's pretty good. I don't know if I'd personally rate it that high, to be honest, but yeah. Probably -1. I'd give it a 9. Only thing I was 9.5. Only thing I was unsatisfied with was the fact that they did the normal movie thing there. They tried plugging in a bunch of, hey, it's going to continue, which I get. It's a popular thing. I'm guilty as charged of doing that myself, so I shouldn't be too critiqued on that. But I'd probably give X-Kong an 8, at least 7.5. It was definitely entertaining, but I think the Japanese did a better job with the most recent one. And considering how much lower their budget was, that's also should be considered. Yeah, cool movie. -1, definitely my favorite this year so far, with the most recent Godzilla buzz. But if you're a legendary Godzilla fan, this definitely is a good one to see. My only major complaint was there wasn't really too much on, well, this creature, the one that I'm currently working on, so I have to... Yeah, I was a weird guy in the theater with a notepad. I'll be going through some of my show notes later on for part 3 of this thing, so looking forward to that. So hopefully you guys have your post notifications turned on, and you don't miss part 3 of Shimo, where I'm hoping to have this monster completely finished. So, luckily it's a long weekend this weekend, so I should have a little bit more time to work on it, but yeah, I did have to have a recovery day. So I didn't get too much work done today, plus, you know, seeing the movie, there's that aspect of things as well, but... Skyla. I'll have to look up that name, probably mispronouncing that. Spider crab. Yeah. It's a good example of just Godzilla kind of being like the one punch kaiju. Just like, hey, I'm here. Dead. So, I mean, we should probably kind of expect that. Godzilla is OP, but definitely would have liked to see more of that too, because that crab monster squid was really cool. I think the Monsterverse has a habit of testing creatures out like that, like just giving you brief glimpses to see what people are going to respond to them like, and then maybe giving them a whole 10 seconds more in the next franchise, like Titanus Doug. Instead of 4 seconds, we get 10 now. Woo! Team Doug. Yeah. It was. I enjoyed the part with Titanus Doug either way. Seeing him waddle around, it was like, oh, he definitely reminds me of my pug. Got a little bit of on-the-spot research to do for all of you whilst I try to skip this because I still haven't made a proper playlist on my to-do list. Like many other things. Oh, okay, that's the monster's name. Yeah, we didn't really see much of that one in the trailer from what I can recall. We basically just kind of caught like that spike. Doug is Kong's dog. Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't really get that impression. That could, yeah. And it does kind of make sense why he's just hanging out in the cave with him there. I mean, my dog steals my food too. But that's why I was like, okay, I'm assuming he's just like, not necessarily a friend. Because you've stolen my pizza, so... Yeah, that actually does make sense. Cool. And so much Shimo. Yeah, towards the end there, they can. I think that was kind of be interesting as they branch on further with what aspect they're gonna do. A roommate. But yeah, okay, cool. I don't need to look up the. Hopefully I said the name right. But yeah, I'll just refer to it as the giant octopus crab for now, up until I do further research. So hopefully you guys aren't gonna judge me on that one too much. But yeah, that one was something we didn't really get too much on the trailer on. I haven't done any deep dives on that one, but yeah. So yeah, guessing you weren't a huge fan of that one. I thought it was pretty cool. I liked seeing the tentacles wrap around his mouth, but not a very good move when you're dealing with a giant atomic reptile, because did not fare well for our friend. I think Godzilla had a little bit of Crab Rangoon that day. Space Godzilla in the next movie. That'd be interesting. So there seems to be actually quite a few Space Godzilla fans. I'm kind of surprised on that one. I didn't mind that movie, but I found his design very, very strange. There's been a few requests for him too, but I'll admit, the crystals on his shoulders, I'm a little concerned on how top-heavy that particular character would be. It's, Suko getting... I think that was probably a lot of people's favorite parts, was Suko being ragdolled around, so being used as a weapon. I'm surprised they became very good friends after that, because yeah, I'd be kind of going, dude, I don't know if I really want to be around you very much anymore. Either way our last encounter went, it was pretty rough, so. But at the same time too, considering what the Kongs were all going through, yeah, maybe he understood better than I did. But yeah, mixing up a little bit of clay for Shimo because I ran out. I thought I had plenty of white for this character, but apparently not enough. So I had to buy a little bit more today. And this is just all extra stuff, although I kind of needed the black, but it's whack how I have to buy these packs all the time where I'm from. Unfortunately, we can't really just buy big individual chunks of straight color like this. It's hard to find. They only have white and brown for some reason. It's like, really? Okay. It's like the only time I actually really needed the white color. I know, Holly. But other than that. Wish Doug had atomic breath. That'd be very interesting. So I don't think Doug actually... Yeah, hi. I don't think Doug actually really has a whole lot of powers other than he's just kind of like... whatchamacallit? There. You know, you can see the box in the background from my show and tell earlier in the stream. Parents had a vacation over in Peru, so we did a little bit of show and tell earlier, Mr. Cheetah Island. Can I give you a quick brief? I won't go over it too much, but we had this little water pot essentially on display where you pour things through the bottom and it actually stays in there. For the most part, I didn't end up putting too much into it to the point that the leopard mouth here leaked down my pants. So it looks like I had an accident, but either way, it's pretty cool. Pour things in through the bottom and then you basically just kind of tilt it and that's where your water pours out the little puma mouth. So we're assuming it's a puma. Someone was mentioning it might have been a bear, but I'm pretty sure it's a puma, judging by the tail at the back there. Godzilla 2000, that's who is, yeah, asking the question. There's actually some theories about that, Cheetah Island, that basically, there's a lot of interesting biodiversity topics. I think is kind of the best way to talk about it. Like, whether or not... what point of evolution these creatures are and whether or not they are related. Now, obviously, being a big dinosaur nerd and having a bit of knowledge about how different families and clades kind of work, obviously, those creatures, given that they're, you know, kind of a reptile in nature, they would be technically all related or in the Argofox family. And I'm putting all this really loosely because obviously we're talking about fictitious monsters and not a dinosaur, so I can't exactly give that a solid term. In my humble and honest opinion, because it's not necessarily real, but if they were, technically, yes, they would all be related at some point, but maybe, yeah. You're probably referring to more of the... it grows up.
My business has grown 900% since using Java. I love Java. It's absolutely...
kind of grows up into it.
Better.
However, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just an interesting fact of biodiversity. However, they didn't, yeah, I'm surprised there wasn't a whole lot of answers from necessarily Monarchy Legacy of Monsters. I was hoping to see a little bit more tie-ins with that, so. Yeah, I guess that's true. Hey, Godzilla has never met Doug. Doug has been requested here a lot, so yeah, he'll be introduced formally one way or another here soon, so there'll be that to look forward to. What the Monsterverse hasn't done, I will try to fill in the gaps. Best I can. Baragon. That would be cool. Not sure if you're making a request or having him in the film is what you're referring to, maybe? I think I've actually gotten a Baragon quest now that I think about it. Maybe a few times. I have to check my list, but not the most popular one lately. Lately it's been all Scar King, Doug. And Kong, mostly. Doug as Baragon. Interesting concept. Still not sure if I completely comprehend what you're trying to come through. Like, Doug is a early evolution of Baragon or something, is kind of what you're saying? Or make a mixture of the two. Ah. Just give me my clay, that's all I want. Seems to be pretty close. Just have her peek around the corner just slightly. Oh, okay. You're just spitting out some theories. I see. That's interesting. I think what they'll probably... I'm surprised I actually haven't really capitalized on that character's popularity. If I was in charge of that, I probably would be making an entire... almost Titanus Doug legacy. But at the same time, too, he was more or less technically one of those background characters. Initially, I don't think a lot of people were... They probably weren't expecting it to be like that kind of response, but... I think there could have been a lot more lore gaps filled in that sense, too, because they kind of missed that. Because we're still left with a lot of questions as to what Titanus Doug actually is. Other than he apparently could be Kong's pet, which is actually a pretty interesting concept. It's probably pretty accurate. Makes a lot of sense. I'd want Titanus Doug as a, companion if I was Kong. Looks like he would enjoy a good belly rub. Oh, the anti-gravity fight. Yeah, that was really cool too. The only part that disappointed me there, because this is me going on rants about my previous film theories with my old videos. I was hoping to kind of see an old tail slide drop kick of some sort. There wasn't that. So I'm a little sad on that aspect, because there were some fan theories spitting out there that was going to happen, but it didn't. No tail slide, although we did get to see him kind of use his Thagomizers. That was pretty cool. I don't think Shimo actually ever really used hers, but again, this is just being a nitpicky biology nerd. I don't know how effective your Thagomizers would be when they're shaped like that. You could probably do a whole Chevy thrusty tail stab with it, but I think going whack with your tail is probably going to be a little more effective, and usually I'm not a big hacky slashy guy, but that's because I used to be a ex-sword fighter.
Did you know that you can get paid...
Hey, well, thanks for tuning in, Cheetah. Hope you have a great day. I'm glad you got to see the movie, and, well, take it easy. I should be live tomorrow again, maybe a little earlier, so, stat holiday.
There is an industry that is worth over $500 billion, full of wealthy business owners that are looking to pay...
Yeah, go away, scam artist. Godzilla WD slam down. I'm guessing you're referring to when Evo Godzilla first met Kong. I didn't quite understand why they started just immediately getting into a scrap with one another. I found that a little confusing. So, yeah, I was like, I thought they kind of resolved things before. What's going on here? Maybe you can fill in the gaps. Maybe you understand things a little better from that aspect than I do. I know there's kind of the whole Alpha Titan thing still kind of going on. Maybe that's what happened. But I did find that part a little confusing. Especially considering I literally binged pretty much like a bunch of Godzilla movies, Godzilla x Kong being the main one I wanted to watch because that's supposed to be the continuation of the film, right? They didn't necessarily seem like they were getting along at the end of the movie, but it seemed like they kind of reached an agreement where it's just like, yeah, you know what, fine. So I'm a little surprised by that one. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think as I prepare for the third and final layer of Shimo clay. Now I think I need to grab more gray. Probably stick it to this amount for now. Hello, CJ. Thanks for the compliment, I suppose. We're here more or less talking about Godzilla stuff, so. But thank you. Yeah, gray. Gray, I need to color. Colors. Mixing up some more clay for Shimo. My latest monster project. Well, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'm a nerd, big nerd, to be honest. So, but I appreciate it. Nice compliment. Nice to hear once in a while. And Godzilla 2000. Godzilla. Hello. 11010. Thanks for tuning in. We're talking about the new movie today. Hopefully you've seen it. There might be some spoilers here. We've kind of jumped into a lot of Godzilla topics at this point. Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay. We'll have to tread carefully here, Mr. Wowzilla, because him and I have, yeah, we've been having some interesting discussions. Don't rewind too far back if you don't want any spoilers. Oh, really? It glitched for... That would have been interesting to see. I didn't get to experience anything like that. I almost would have enjoyed that. As weird as that sounds, I would be like, oh, cool. Theater hack. But yeah, definitely a good film. Both him and I are probably on the agreement of you should go probably see it. If you're a Godzilla fan, you are definitely going to enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah. Great film. Was definitely worth it. Was hoping for more of Shimo. Unfortunately, that's my kind of only big nitpick. Because obviously I was like in there going, okay, I'm gonna get as much information on this monster as I possibly can. But I didn't. Yeah. I don't want to spoil too much for my upcoming project that I'm going to be working on, so I'll put it that way. Well, there's a few ways you can see it, I'll admit that. you could see it in theaters, but there's some options. Because I'll probably watch it again this evening. I'll put it that way. This time through an animation nerd perspective, where I'm going to be rewinding the scenes, so... Basically studying how Shimo moves. Because there was that one scene in particular, and this is only like a 4-second scene that I'm talking about, so I'm not spoiling anything heavily for you here, hopefully. But basically there's this... This is a good movie. Okay, so you have seen it? Godzilla X Kong. But yeah, I think it was a good movie. Either way, there was one scene where he's basically like moving real... Or she, oops, was moving like... Okay, cool. So we're not spoiling anything for you. But yeah, that scene where Scar King was riding Shimo... That was cool. I was probably... As weird as it sounds, one of my coolest scenes, because you could just see her just really slowly like... Kind of... She looked cold, for lack of a better term. Like, it was just like... The weird kind of almost shiver to her motions. It's something I'm definitely going to try and, like... Mimic. So... But yeah, good movie. Definitely was entertaining. I enjoyed it. -1 is definitely still my favorite for this whole recent Godzilla fan page thing that has come out, so... But yeah, definitely entertaining. Monsterverse did a good job. It was a lot of fun. Was hoping for a little bit more here and there, but unfortunately they probably could have made it a 3-hour movie and everyone would be upset, but people like us would be like, oh, yeah. So... Looking forward to the next one. I'm hoping to really they explore the Hollow Earth a lot more. I think that would be really cool. Because that was probably... One of my favorite sectors was when they were mainly just focusing on Kong and the Hollow Earth. So, I'm not sure what your favorite part was there, but yeah, let me know. I think we've been over that with you, Godzilla, but yeah, just give me a quick reminder on what your favorite part was. I think it was Suko, being used as a... weapon, for lack of a better term, just getting tossed around like a rag doll. I should totally do that as an animation. That would be fun. Sorry. Entered that daydream space where I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I could play around with that. So yeah, when I make Kong, I'm probably going to make a Suko as well. Arguably make that before his axe, because that would be more entertaining, I think. Yeah. Yeah, like there was... I just love the hot... Like, the concept is so cool. Like, personally, I think... I hate to mention it, but I think I need to make a Hollow Earth set at some point. Because some of the shots are just so cool where you get that... The aspect of the camera where it's just so much... No matter what angle, you know what I mean, you look at it from... You see so much of nature and all those... rivers and stuff. It was just really cool. The anti-gravity stuff is a bit of a nightmare. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that. But future me problem, I'm not a fan of that guy. His problem, he can deal with it. So I think that's probably something I'm gonna have to do at some point. We'll have to have a Hollow Earth film set project. It's been a while since I've actually done any film set projects, because most of those have been kind of set in stone. Well, not really set in stone. The Lego ones being currently demolished by one of my Godzilla characters. So, there is that. I'll admit. The relationship between Mothra and Godzilla. Yeah, I wanted to see more of that. Yeah, would have been nice if there was a little bit more. Towards the end, it seemed like they were trying to just cram so much in as much as possible. Because I remember looking down and I'm like, oh, there's only like 10 minutes left here, guys. Oof. I feel like that part was maybe a little rushed. It was enjoyable, very entertaining, but I think they could have done. They have done better in that franchise, but yeah. Either way, the parts that were good were definitely worth witnessing. Scar King was great. Shimo was great. Wish I saw more of her. and yeah, ending was cool. I kind of enjoyed how we did actually see how Scar King died in the end in all the trailers, which was really interesting. And I also found that pretty interesting how... ooh, my shoulders just popped there. Mothra was also probably... I'll have to check this out afterwards, but I'm not sure if Mothra was actually in the initial trailer, or the second trailer, where Kong and Godzilla are in Egypt, and they're both roaring at each other, or up in the sky, for lack of a better term. But Mothra was there too, and I don't think anyone saw her in the background, so I'll have to go sneak back to the trailers and see how that all worked. But in a way, I'm kind of glad she didn't sacrifice herself this time, to be honest. That's been a monster that's been requested quite a few times too. Not like overly, but I definitely would like to actually make one someday. As intimidating as that project would be from a stop motion standpoint, it's kind of been the only major put off, I think, is it's like, oh god, flying character. But I think that's where I need to make that film set project that I was talking about earlier with the Hollow Earth. Because at that point I could just play around with the cam angles and flip the entire set upside down if I need to. Got a dinosaur fan in the chat here. Scar King should have been larger, more dangerous. He was. Movie felt like... Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you there, buddy. Was a little predictable. If I was to be a big, be a major critic, everything that I kind of predicted where Shimo was going to basically, go against Scar King, it was good, but yeah, very kind of like, they did play the safe card a little bit on that one. I can't disagree with you there, which is why I definitely give -1 more props than this film, as I've been stated earlier. -1 is a very, very good Godzilla film, probably one of the very few cases where the human storyline wasn't complete trash, so I think that's what really makes it stand out from the rest, in a sense. But the MonsterVerse was definitely a good one to watch, because it was basically like the comic relief, I believe. Like, you kind of got your goofy MonsterVerse, old classic Godzilla that a lot of people kind of remember, as opposed to the, oh my god, this is a tragedy kind of ordeal. But yeah, I honestly almost enjoyed the concept of Scar King being a slightly leaner character in that sense, because during the fight scene with him and Kong, that was really cool. I enjoyed that extensively. There's a lot more from that than what the trailer led off to be, so that was enjoyable for sure. Especially the bone whip, that was too cool. Either way, it was very interesting seeing those two go at it, because they're both very different body types, obviously, because Kong is more big and robust and nowhere near as fast moving, which seemed to be his downfall in that particular confrontation, for lack of a better term. He was just like, well, doing almost somersaults around Kong and on top of him. So I personally found that really enjoyable. I liked it. Can see some people going, I wanted it to be bigger, and some of the shots with him roaring on the beach were perhaps a little bit misleading, but you also got to remember, from a film standpoint, they're going to make things like that happen just because it looks cool. So I think the best example of that is a anime known as Titan, Attack on Titan, I believe. I'm probably saying it wrong, but yeah, you get the drift. A lot of the time the numbers don't necessarily match up with what you're going to see on the screen. They generally have a habit of over-exaggerating things just a little bit to make it look cooler. Jurassic Park being probably the most guilty franchise on the planet for that one, but I digress. I could go on forever about Jurassic Park stuff. So, there was one case, though, where they did the exact opposite of that, where the Dilophosaurus was a lot smaller than what it should have been, which I was personally disappointed about, and I really want to reanimate that scene. But yeah. Definitely enjoyed the movie. It was good. Not -1 good, but good. I was definitely recommend it, but I could see a lot of people kind of going, yeah, that was a little predictable. Considering at the end of the stream, I don't feel too bad for stating these opinions, because we gave spoiler warnings a long time, and anyone viewing it at the beginning will get it. Hi, Sweet Pea. That's the other thing. Yeah, it was definitely a good film, but yeah. I could see where some of the people are coming from that aspect. I just kind of, oh man, I'm playing it a little safe too, but it definitely the more, if you want your goofy monster movie fights, this is the movie for you. If you want something that's going to be held a little more seriously, I would definitely recommend -1. So I think this one would appeal to a far more younger audience in comparison, whereas -1's probably going to be more adults probably want to see that one. But yeah, I digress. Either way, I definitely recommend the film. It's a lot of fun. I got a lot of inspiration from it. For the most part, was hoping for more Shimo, but yeah. I'll probably watch it again this evening. Because I have my ways. Jurassic Park 3 was my favorite. Ooh, awesome. Double thumbs up for that. Honestly, probably one of my favorites. Not from the story aspect. That, yeah, another topic for another time. We'll probably make that whole stream on its own, because that movie had a very interesting beginning. It was pretty much rewritten right from the beginning. They had an entire script, got tossed, redid everything, and I think that kind of shows through the human aspect, but the Spinosaurus was in it, so that's my favorite dinosaur, and immediately just kind of, yeah, okay, cool, I love this. You got Spinosaurus kicking T-Rex's butt, I'm happy. So, it was the Spino, yeah. Hey, fun fact, there was an animatronic, the animatronic Spinosaurus in that film. Being a car guy myself, I found this really interesting. It had 1,000 horsepower. Could you imagine being that guy who worked on that Spinosaurus? How was your day at work? Oh, well, I just got to play with a 1,000 horsepower Spinosaurus. That would have been really cool. Yeah, I've seen. Okay, yeah, cool. So you're an avid Jurassic Park nerd fan here. Have you ever read the book or audio book? Because I don't actually read books. I hate to kind of admit that, but I generally just listen to a lot of the audiobooks. It's a lot easier. But yeah, if you haven't or have, if you haven't, check it out. Jurassic Park, the book by Michael Crichton. Almost been a year since I've listened to it. I might have to go back. Even though I've listened to it probably 10 times, if not more. A lot. But it's a great book. I love that. Definitely my favorite novel. Right now, I'm actually going through Dune. So that actually seems very interesting. However, kind of veering off topic at this point, guys. But either way, I think Legendary is also working on a Dune movie too, so I guess it's not that off topic. But yeah, the book is really interesting. Opens up very strangely, I'll admit, because they talk about. So listen, I don't know how to put this lightly. Selective breeding for humans. It's a little strange. It was just like, okay, where are you going with this? Yeah, I know, but there's giant worms and stuff like that, and monsters in it. So I'm like, okay, we'll go with this and continue, because I believe my engineering friend recommended it, so I'll have to check it out. Oh, you need to read it. Yes, you do. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'll try. I'm going to see if I can get a link here for you. And then post it in the chat. Because you can find the audiobook for Jurassic Park. That way, you can just listen to it and still stay productive and do things. Jurassic Park to the book. Audiobook. Okay. Hopefully this works. There is your link, sir. Hopefully you got it in the chat, so check that out. I highly recommend it. It's okay. Probably should give you should have done this before giving you the link, but viewer discretion is advised. This is not the movie. This is probably what Jurassic Park would have been like if it was real life. Things are gonna get nasty. Nedry does not die pleasantly. You're gonna get a lot more than just a Jeep going like this. I'll put it that way. If you are avid about that stuff, though, I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy it. Like, I've gotten a lot of inspiration from that film or book and film, I should probably mention. And it's been on my to-do list for some time, but I admit I don't think might not be the hugest audience that it would attract, but it's definitely something that I'm going to do because I have to get this off my chest at some point. I would like to make a Jurassic Park rated R. Yeah, rated R. Yeah, even you're talking about it, so yeah. Like, basically, this is what it would be like if dinosaurs existed. Not fun. I mean, cool, but God, is it terrifying in some scenes. The Dilophosaurus and Nedry is the best example I can think of, and the road, there's an entire water chase sequence with the T-Rex. Just talking about it makes me want to listen to it again, to be quite honest, so definitely check that out. You will enjoy it, so something to listen to and fall asleep to tonight. I'm gonna grab a little bit more tan, and then we'll probably do a little outro here, and then hopefully I see you next time, Wildzilla, for 2000, and you've checked out the book, because I will nerd out about that nonstop. I don't want to spoil it any more than I have. Check it out. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. You will love it. As long as you can handle graphic material. But again, it's a book. You're not getting many actual 6 out. Yeah, it's long. It's a book, okay? But think of it this way: you are listening to it. You don't need to sit there and do nothing. Do something while you're doing it, because usually when I'm listening to audiobooks, I'm doing this. So I get basically my movie in my head whilst I'm working on something, right? Actually, I feel some stomach lining that I need to fix here. So, just be productive with it, if that makes any sense. It's a lot better than just sitting there and reading it, right? Because that's going to be 6 hours that you have literally just sat there and read. And, yeah, again, this does sound a little bad, but I'm not a huge fan of trying to sit down and read a book. Mainly because I have dyslexia, so it's just so much easier to have the audiobook access. So that's why I figured it would be easier. But yeah, I think you will enjoy it. Like I said, this is something like I almost listen to on a yearly basis. Michael Crichton, you did a fantastic job. The second book, not as good though, if I'm to be fully honest. Had to push myself through that one. Is it free? Yes, it is free. That's why it's on YouTube, and I was like, here, post it on, yeah. Because I think that's part 1. There might be part 2. There is one version out there that has the entire thing, but the audio quality is not the best. I think that's the one that has slightly better. Hopefully it is for you. I obviously can't really go over that on stream because I could probably get a copyright strike for material that not mine, and I'm not demonstrating or have any disclaimers in the description ahead of time. So I figured this would be the best way. It is free. Check it out. I'm probably going to listen to it after, although I also want to watch more Godzilla movies. I don't know. Fake it till I make it. I need to try and find some tan. Which, I'm clearly not tanned. I live in a cave here, basically, in my studio. The most light I see is the ones from my lamps. Anyway, I digress. Apart from the arcs from welding. I could probably do that, but that's not a good way to get a tan either. So, I'm looking essentially for the same color that Scrat is. Back there. So I did mix in just a little bit of that with this white, not a lot, but when it comes to custom colors, making sure you have all the appropriate ratios is obviously highly important. So yeah, you guys get to see my disaster zone. Hey, Spike. This is the oven baked clay, shutter remote, bunch of other things. Get organized chaos. Chaos theory. Pun intended. Ha! pound the tan. So I probably only need a couple strips of this. Not a lot. Ooh. This actually almost looks darker than normal. Well, welcome back, Godzilla. I'm not going to judge you for the spelling, as I make a ton of errors myself, and I'm dyslexic as non-belief. And I really hate the person that came up with the name for that disability, because I can't even spell what my own disability is. You are mean. It's D-Y-I-X something. That's about as far as I can get. Why did you put it like that? Crude and unusual. Curse you. Whoever you are, man, from several hundred years ago. But yeah. I think what I should probably do, though, I've been going for about 1 hour and 30 minutes on stream, is do my kind of wrap up, because I do kind of have to play with the heat gun, unfortunately, for this stuff. I mean, I don't have to, but it's a lot easier on my older hands. Probably twist it up just a little bit, but using a heat gun makes it a lot easier, so. Mecha Doug? Oh god, that would be so cool, actually. I want to make a Mecha Doug. Stop with the cool suggestions. I have to finish Shimo. I need to try and stay focused here. Mecha Doug, it just sounds way too fucking awesome, though. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, I digress. So, I appreciate you all for tuning in. I'm happy I actually made it today. I'll probably have another stream going on a little bit earlier tomorrow, where I do plan on probably talking a little bit more about the movie. Hopefully more people have seen it in stream at this point, and working on my monster. Hopefully we'll be finishing off the body and getting a little bit into the details tomorrow. So be sure to stay tuned and have your post notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the videos, content, or streams, shorts, all that fun jazz. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good night. I'm glad you all got to see the movie and enjoyed yourselves. So that's enough from me. Till next time, take it easy. Boop.